Welcome back to Reflect Politics. My name is Brendan Plank, the first openly transgendered member of Congress ripped into Republicans today for trying to lecture Democrats on the decorum of their members of Congress. Now, this is coming from the Republican Party, who has been known to, attack the Capitol building when things aren't going their way.
We will not take a lecture on decorum from a party that incited an insurrection. I appear to live rent-free in the minds of some of my Republican colleagues. I wish that they would spend even a fraction of the time that they spend thinking about me, thinking about how to lower the costs for American families. I wish they would spend a fraction of the time that they spend thinking about me, figuring out how to make government actually work better, rather than making it work worse in order to prove that government can't work. They are obsessed with culture war issues. The Republican Party is obsessed with culture war issues. It is weird and it is bizarre. And the American people deserve serious legislators, serious elected officials who are focused on bringing people together to deliver real results for the American people, not to play games and not to engage in schoolyard taunts.
I have a mixed reaction to this question because their focus on our decorum or our behavior while they are burning down things for people at home just makes me livid. It makes me livid. So let's get to work for the people of this country. I don't care if you voted for Donald Trump or you did not. You voted for a chance to get ahead. That if you play by the rules, you have a job that allows you to provide for your family, you pay your taxes, you are going to be able to be successful. That's the American dream. And now they are setting out to dismantle that. Dismantle that American dream for people at home. And if they want to focus on censures, if they want to focus on acting like children and misgendering Sarah, like what are we doing? Because they are systematically taking apart our country for folks at home who voted for them because they said they bring down the cost of living. They give opportunity. They want success for them. So we are going to stand strong in every single vote and say the focus should be on the American people and what they need. And we are not going to let you under, hiding behind, Elon Musk and Doge, hiding behind this idea that somehow this is all in a matter of efficiency. You are not going to say that our veterans are government waste. You are not going to say that women and women's health care are somehow inefficient and have to be cut. You are not going to define our public schools as government waste. We are going to stand up for the American people and say, all people want is a fair shot. They're working hard, they're paying their taxes, they're playing by the rules. They should be able to be successful. That's what this is about. And they're focused, they're trying to change the subject to talk about, did people stand up or did they just clap for a child who had survived childhood cancer while they are cheering for the cuts in NIH that are investing in researching and finding cures for those children. We celebrate that child's survival, and we think there should be hope for every single family who's facing a cancer diagnosis, an Alzheimer's, diabetes, ALS. And the way we do that is by keeping people's health care coverage and continuing to be a leader in innovation and research. They are tearing that up while they're talking about their rules of decorum.
Now, Sarah McBride has actually been in the news recently because Keith Self, a Republican from Texas, misgendered her during a hearing. And of course, Sarah McBride, like she did in the clip that we just watched, totally owned the Republican Party and Keith Self.
As the representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Ranking Member Keating, also wonderful.
Mr. Chairman,
I'm sorry.
could you repeat your introduction again, please?
Yes, we have set the
Representative.
standard on the floor of the House, and I'm simply.
What is that standard, Mr. Chairman?
the
Would you
standard-
repeat what you just said when you
I-
introduced a duly elected representative from the United States of America? Please.
I will. The representative from Delaware, Mr. McBride.
Mr. Chairman, you are out of order. Mr. Chairman, have you no decency? I
We
mean,
will- we will-
I've come to know you a little bit, but this is not decent.
We will continue this
You
hearing.
will not continue it with me unless you introduce a duly elected representative the right way.
This hearing is adjourned.
I don't know if you caught it, but Sarah McBride there saying, "Thank you, Madam Chair." I mean, that's really how you deal with these bullies. You make them look like the ignorant clowns that they are by flipping the script back on them. Now, Donald Trump actually talked about trans rights, if you want to call it that, during a meeting with the NATO secretary at the White House today. And of course, Donald Trump spoke for almost an hour with the NATO secretary on everything from Ukraine to NATO to trans rights in the United States, because Donald Trump has now turned every event at the White House into a campaign.
And I saw this morning where one of them is pretty well known, one is arguing, fighting like crazy over men being able to play in women's sports. I said, gee, I thought that was tried. I thought that was about a 95%, I think it's a 95% issue. But in a way, I want them to keep doing it because I don't think they can win a race. And I tell the Republicans, I said, don't bring that subject up because there's no election right now. But about a week before the election, bring it up because you can't lose.
Donald Trump also said there that trans rights, we don't really want to hear about them except when there's an election, because Donald Trump is perfectly okay using trans people as a political wedge to gin up fear and hate in his base in order to gain political power. And we got to put it this way. This is what trans people put up with every day. It's being treated poorly, being treated hatefully by ignorant people so that those ignorant people can feel better about themselves. And so if you're watching this and you're trans, or you know someone who's trans and needs to see the first open trans member of Congress standing up to these bullies and showing how you can respond and come out looking like the better person that you are compared to these people, Sarah McBride is the person to look up to. But I want to hear what your reflections are down in the comments below, and be sure to subscribe to Reflect Politics so that you and I can talk about all the madness going on right now from the White House, Congress, and the Senate, with the Republican majorities and Donald Trump in office. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing your reflections. Thanks for subscribing. Again, my name is Brendan Plank. Hope to see you in the next video.